Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. When Adam brings a muffin along with his coffee to a table in crimson lights, Chelsea can hardly believe it. She thought he'd be full after all the stuffed French toast she'd made them this morning. As they tease each other about cheesecake, Connor texts his parents to say he's planning to stay behind after school to try out for the baseball team. Eager to say how proud he is, Adam starts to type a response when Chelsea stops him to discuss it. She points out their son has never played organized baseball before. Players are notoriously ritualistic and do things repetitively. Adam concedes she's right and admires her maternal instincts. Their son texts again to say he really wants to do it. Connor knows that baseball can create some OCD tendencies, but promises not to spit and to use his tools to handle his anxiety. Plus, there's a cute girl on the team, and he needs an excuse to be around her. Chelsea decides to tell their son to go for it. With Connor, we hit a home run, she declares. As they join hands, Billy arrives and spots them. The parents chat about their son's chances until Billy interrupts. The three of them chat about Connor and his love of sports. Billy offers to ask Johnny and Katie to go to the batting cages with him. As Billy orders coffee, Adam asks him if today is the day he'll be officially launching his attack on Newman media. The Abbott suggests that he's the victim of misinformation. The Newman brags that any challenge he mounts to him is doomed. He's sure this is all about him, and that Billy's hatred of him drives all he does. Admitting he used to think that way, Billy claims he no longer does, and his company will be the antithesis of Newman Media. His new company cares about the truth and will be the source of relevant information. Chelsea begins fidgeting as the men insult each other. Billy declares that he is done with being a victim and being reactive. Unlike Adam, he plans to use his privilege to do good in the world. I found my voice, and it's an optimistic one, Billy insists. That only makes Adam more sarcastic. Phyllis is the first person he thinks of when he thinks of the power of positivity. Billy accuses him of just looking for a rise, and Chelsea tells the men to stop this. He declares that his company is ready to launch, and the sky will be the limit. Adam jokes they can leave that story to Newman Publishing, so they can figure out if it's fact or fantasy. Once Adam walks off to take a call, Billy tells Chelsea that Adam started that. He's sure she's tired of all the bickering and wonders how Adam learned about the company. She assumes the information came from Victor. Billy tells her he's moved on from his vendetta against the Newmans. She's happy to hear that. They discuss her now sharing an address with Adam. He notes they were holding hands when he walked in, and then apologizes for crossing the line. When he asks about whether her getting close to Adam, again, is really about Connor, he adds that he doesn't want her to get hurt. They discuss his moving on with Sally. Billy explains that they are good together and having fun. He urges her to be careful with Adam and repeats that his new company has nothing to do with the Newmans. She appreciates that he cares, but she can look after herself. She's made her boundaries very clear with Adam. Returning, Adam asks Billy why he hasn't left. Is there some other area of his life he wants to stick his nose into? Billy insists he only came in to grab coffee and points out that Adam came after him with an axe to grind. Once Billy takes off, Chelsea asks Adam why he had to be so aggressive. Billy started it, he complains. She thinks he's taking this too personally. Adam heard her telling Billy that she was setting boundaries with him. He insists this is none of Billy's business. He's a loser and his new business venture will fail. If he believes that, Chelsea wonders why he's acting so threatened. Frustrated, Adam claims he's not Trinity, only wishes that Billy would find some other industry to fall flat in. She urges him to drop the family feud and focus on her. Apologetic, Adam explains that Billy gets under his skin, and he thinks Billy uses her to do that. Chelsea suggests that Billy's decisions rarely have anything to do with Adam. He has a past in media, so none of this should be a surprise. Adam complains that Billy has always hated him for what happened in Baltimore, and that's why he went after Sally. Is that what this is really about? She asks. She thought he claimed he was over her. Adam points out she's defending her ex. Is she over Billy? Chelsea hates to see them attacking each other. She cares about Billy just as he does about Sally. If we are going to move forward, we have to stop accusing each other of not moving on, she says. Adam agrees to that. Putting his hand on hers, he says he doesn't want old business to distract him from what's new with them. She pulls away her hand and reminds him that none of that is settled. Chelsea believes they have a chance, but have to keep their eye on the ball. As Nikki and Victor settle at a table in the dining room of the athletic club, Jack and Diane enter. Nikki and the Abbotts are civil, and Diane compliments Victor on how well he's recovered from being shot. When Jack explains they are staying at the club due to redecorating at the Abbott manse, Victor assumes they must have been inspired by his renovation of the ranch. Before Jack and his wife can walk away, Victor asks for a word. What delusion inspired you to encourage your idiot brother to compete with Newman Media? He asks. Jack wonders where he gets his information from. Diane suggests that he focus on healing instead of taking shots at her family. Lacing his fingers, Victor says he's looking forward to the spectacle of Billy going down in flames while squandering Jack's money. This will be yet another stain on John Abbott's great reputation. That sets Jack to huffing and angrily stroking his tie. Nikki declares that below the belt in Jack is Adam and his father would be proud of the mark that Billy will make on the world. Victor nearly bursts out laughing when Jack suggests that he and Adam must be nervous right now. The Newman is confident that the idiot brother will only sully the family name. Jack and Diane gloat about stealing Glissade away from him. Jack is tired of all the predictions of doom and gloom. Sitting up, the mustache warns that they can work on patching the facade of the house all they want, but soon the entire Abbott house will lie in ruins. Nikki tries to end this conversation, which results in trading barbs with Diane. Jack tries to end it next by proposing that they make a pact. Are you high on pills again? Victor asks. Jack would like the two of them to agree to keep Kyle and Claire out of their battles. Nikki agrees with this, and so does Diane. Victor will have none of this, however, and refuses to leave it to Claire to make a choice. He's determined to protect his family. Jed predicts that this will only drive Claire away, just as his blustering has driven away his other children. I do not want my granddaughter involved with your son. It will end in heartache, Victor declares. Jack and Diane get a table across the room, and she tells her husband how proud she is of him taking the high road. At the moment, he's more worried about his brother than his son. They haven't done a press release, so how does Victor know so much? Mulling over who could have leaked it, she assumes it was Phyllis. He changes the topic to the house, and she reminds him he's supposed to trust her with that. Diane gets that Victor hit a nerve with him when he brought up John. Touching his hand, she promises this will all be good for the family back at their table. Nikki asks her husband why he's wasting so much energy fighting, after he's been reminded of how short life is. He's not going to let Billy Boy make a run at one of his companies. He's confident that Adam will win and Billy's plans are just a pitiful revenge ploy. Nikki only hopes Jack knows what he's doing investing in Billy. But with Phyllis involved, this looks like double trouble. She urges him to take a step back, but he protests that it is not in his nature. Nikki suggests he let Adam handle this. He refuses to let any of his children fight his battles. His wife remains concerned about Claire and how she will be hurt when he goes after the abbot. Reminding him that he made a truce with Jack in the past, what would it take to put a stop to things before they go too far this time? As Sally walks into the foyer, she gets a call from Billy. He'd love for her to come over since he wants to run his PR statement by her. The launch for Abbott Communications has been leaked, and he needs to get something out before Adam can. Billy and Jack worry about the leak. At home, Billy sighs and calls Phyllis. Getting voicemail, he leaves a message, telling her they have a problem, and he could use her help. He wishes he knew where she was, and so does her family. He urges her to call the people who love her, and then him. Jack arrives moments later and surprises him. He thanks his brother for cocktails and warns him that he ran into Victor, and he's heard all about the new company. Billy explains he had a run-in with Adam, too. They speculate on who could have leaked, and neither of them thinks it was Nick or that Kyle would have mentioned anything to Claire. Billy is working on getting in front of this, but wishes he could have caught Newman media off guard. "I thought you weren't going to make this about the Newmans," Jack says. Billy claims he just said that out of habit and wishes Phyllis was there to help. Jack is dismayed that she is still missing. Sally bounces in as Jack asks his brother how committed Phyllis really is to her job. He urges his brother to leave her name off any press releases. Telling Sally she's a good influence on his brother, Jack leaves them alone. Picking up his tablet, Sally reads through Billy's press release. He worries that it's too packed with positivity and makes him sound better than he is. Smiling, she says it's exactly how she sees him, and they should send it out as is. She adds that he's brilliant, dynamic, innovative, and sexy as hell. They kiss. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Update World 24 YouTube channel for more update news.